And we're here for a very serious purpose, very serious purpose. Something's out of control, but we're going to put it in control very quickly like we did on the southern border.
I'm about 6'6", so I can go ahead and talk to him and say, you know what, Donald, sit your little ass down.
It's pitiful. It's a joke that we even put up with this.
Every city that he named, Chicago, Oakland, Baltimore, all of them are black cities.
They shake the white, embrace the black.
Wake up. That's all I'm saying.
A
14-year-old boy also assaulted an officer, and they also found a knife on that boy.
You don't want to get mugged and raped and shot and killed.
Video from an employee shows the aftermath. Items scattered everywhere. Police say multiple items were stolen and an employee suffered a minor injury.
I think we need a ballroom, and that's happening. It's going to be a beautiful ballroom.
Teach me how to Trump dance.
So don't get mad, click that react. I show the stories, media lack. That's why you mad.
Oh, you're here. Well, welcome back, all my Click That Reactors. Today, we are reacting to a video or to an announcement that Trump himself has made that is taking the world by storm. I think this man to come manage my social media, because everything he does, every single time a camera turns on, trending instantly. But before we get into today's video, if you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button, give this video a like so you see more content like this, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell. Now, without me taking up too much more of your time, let's go ahead and dive into this press conference that Trump and his team is holding, and let's figure out what it is that has the internet on fire.
Wow. I've been up here a lot. I've never seen a crowd like this. I think we need a ballroom, and that's happening. It's going to be a beautiful ballroom. This is really a lot of people, most I've ever seen in this room.
If you do build that ballroom, can I get an invite? Because I'll teach you how to Dougie
They shake the truth,
if you teach me how to Trump dance.
hide the facts. So don't get mad, click that react.
And we're here for a very serious purpose, very serious purpose. Something's out of control, but we're going to put it in control very quickly like we did on the southern border. I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back.
So as you can see right there, Trump just said he's taking his capital back. Taking it back from what exactly? Gangs, thieves? Did a bunch of pirates come in and take over the Capitol? So I went ahead and I did some searching. And I found some interesting videos. What exactly is going on here? Everybody is running, and this doesn't look like a marathon or a race. There's trash all over the ground, and people are screaming and yelling like somebody's panicking. What was there, like an active shooter in the area? What exactly was going on here? But now, let's go ahead and flip over to the local mall.
Let's take you back to what happened Saturday when multiple fights broke out. A video shared all over social media. You're looking at it now. Arlington County, Virginia police say they responded to a call for several fights that began after 7 p.m. in the food court of the Pentagon City Mall. Police say when they arrived, they saw very large crowds there, numerous fights happening simultaneously. Shoppers were sent home because the mall had to be shut down. Arlington County police charged a 13-year-old girl for pushing an officer. A 14-year-old boy also assaulted an officer, and they also found a knife on that boy. The most dangerous or serious charge was against a 15-year-old, a girl who allegedly assaulted an officer, a mall security, and a store employee. Shoppers we spoke to today say they're troubled by the violence but aren't sure exactly what can be done.
So it would seem that at the local mall, there was this big, huge brawl where multiple people were injured, including police officers. We got girls all the way down to the age of 13 that are out here assaulting police officers. And that's not just the end of it. All of the shoppers had to cancel their shopping plans because the mall had to be shut down. This brawl was so bad. Did you see the amount of police officers that were there just to handle the situation? But before we jump to any conclusions about the mall situation, let's go ahead and listen in to what a local actually had to say about that.
I was just talking about that with a few coworkers. It looked gang related or something. I don't know. I really don't know. It was just a lot of people there. I would hate to be in there with my kid and something like that happens. So something needs to be done. I'm just not sure what.
So it seems that even the locals are confused about how to handle the situation. And like you just said, I mean, what if you were there with your child? How would you feel about this? I mean, wouldn't even you want something to be done about this kind of behavior? But I tell you what, Mr. Local, I think I have the perfect solution for you. And no, I know that wasn't a real pair of handcuffs. That was simply my phone charger. But I can tell you who does have a real set of handcuffs, or at least you know some people that do.
And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly.
Like I said, my handcuffs weren't real, but I'm pretty sure he knows somebody that does have a real set of handcuffs. So it would appear that he's planning on utilizing the local police force and mobilizing the National Guard. Wow, tough stuff there, Mr. Trump. But what I'm really interested in finding out is how do the locals feel about having a military presence in their city and in their communities? All right, so we can see that they're out there protesting, but let's get a little bit more personal with some one-on-one street interviews. Take a listen.
He's about what, 6'3", 6'4"? I'm about 6'6". So I can go ahead and talk to him and say, you know what, Donald? Sit your little ass down and get the hell out of D.C.
If you have one message for Donald Trump and you were speaking to him right now, what would you say?
It's hard to think of exactly the right words.
Call D.C.
You don't stand a chance.
You do not understand the assignment. Back off.
Why don't you just go ahead and take your ass, go back to Florida.
We know how to govern in D.C. We can get public-private partnerships. We can manage our own budget, and we can secure our own streets.
You're not going to intimidate me. You're not going to intimidate the people of D.C.
We have an elected mayor. We have an elected council.
Leave the people of D.C. alone. You're doing a bad enough job running the country. We don't need you screwing up our city.
We don't need Donald Trump interfering in our local laws, interfering in our local budget, and standing in the way of D.C. statehood.
Leave us alone. Let us govern ourselves.
The people of this city and you at the DNC and the entire Democratic Party aren't going to stand for it.
Get us our $1 billion back.
Yeah, all right.
You can bleep that.
No.
No, don't bleep that. Hands off D.C.
So it would seem that the locals do not want a military presence, nor do they want Donald Trump worrying about their city. Even to a couple of them saying, we can govern ourselves and we can solve our own issues. We do not need the police, military, or Donald Trump at all. So the locals said that they don't need any government assistance or any help with the crime or with governing their own city. They said that Donald Trump and his military or his National Guard or his police force, they need to leave. They don't need any assistance. They have local laws and local rules that they enforce themselves. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at what kind of job they've done.
The murder rate in our nation's capital currently 5 to 10 times higher than cities like Nairobi, Kenya, and Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Think about that for a second. 5 times higher than Nairobi, Kenya is the murder rate in Washington, D.C. It's pitiful. It's a joke that we even put up with this.
So it would appear that Washington, D.C., that's our nation's capital, by the way, for those that don't know, has a murder rate 5 times higher than Kenya. And you would think that with a murder rate that high, how do businesses survive? How do the citizens survive? Is it even safe to walk your streets? So I went ahead and pulled up a video from a local business. Let's go ahead and take a look at how they're doing.
Video from an employee shows the aftermath. Items scattered everywhere. Police say multiple items were stolen and an employee suffered a minor injury.
Now, if you simply take the citizen's word for it, it's not because of crime. This is just simply because the store is making so much money so quickly that all of its products and items are just flying off of the shelves. Customers are buying everything left and right faster than the trucks can bring in new inventory. But if we head over to the streets, seems to be quite a different story. Check out this next clip.
First off the top at 4, we begin with breaking news out of the district. A possible officer-involved shooting in DuPont Circle.
Now, I have to say hats off to this police officer for arresting what appears to be his own brother. But let's get a little bit more serious here for a minute. All jokes aside, I mean, police-involved shootings, huge brawl at the mall where multiple people are injured, including police officers, homelessness all through the streets. I mean, is this actually our nation's capital? And we also have to consider, besides the people that just live there, once again, this is Washington, D.C., a home of the White House. So all sort of diplomats from around the world come to this area to have meetings and press conferences with our so-called leaders here in America. But even in a more interesting turn of events, but it seems like this may be racist. Well, let's go ahead and turn over to the black community and see what they're saying about it.
This man is really on a power trip. Like, traffic stops early in the morning, National Guard. Wake up, people. Wake up. That's all I'm gonna say.
Every city that he named, Chicago, Oakland, Baltimore, all of them are black cities. So it just feels not only like a target on DC's back, but also mine as a black man in DC. It's just, it doesn't feel like home anymore.
We coming, and this is our city. Whose city? Whose city? Whose city? Whose city? Free DC! 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 Protect home rule! 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 Protect home.
So cleaning up the homeless and trying to lower the crime rate is a race issue? Well, maybe if you look at 50% of the murders are committed by 13% of the population, well, I guess you could say it's probably about race then, if that's the case. But I would actually believe that this decision here is just simply about cleaning up the streets. So I went ahead and I did a little bit more digging because myself, I was wondering, did Trump hear these claims about it being about racism or about Democrat versus Republican? And I found something. Let's hear what Trump himself had to say about that.
And you people are victims of it too. You're reporters, and I understand a lot of you tend to be on the liberal side, but you don't want to get mugged and raped and shot and killed. And you all know people and friends of yours that happened. And so you can be anything you want, but you want to have safety in the streets. You want to be able to leave your apartment or your house where you live and feel safe and go into a store to buy a newspaper or buy something.
But yet, if the claim of racism, it wasn't wild enough and far out enough for you, wait till you hear this next claim. So there are some people within the community that just believe that all of this is made up. Somehow they're lying about the crime stat numbers. Maybe these are AI generated videos. I don't know. Let's turn over to a local and see what she's saying about it.
Police often don't have anything to do.
almost all of us have passed by a cop car and the cop is just sitting in the car or on the computer or on the phone doing nothing. They literally have to put in quotas to get cops to do their jobs at times. And even then, they take the laziest route to do it and set speed traps or hide themselves or make up tickets to reach these quotas. They're sitting on the clock. They're waiting to be called. And this is why police departments often create crime, which is why when cops increase their presence, it doesn't necessarily mean a place is safer. It often means the opposite because they now have to create work for themselves.
So this young lady here says that the police just sit around playing on their computers all day or setting speed traps. Setting speed traps is probably one of the main reasons that we keep speeders under control. We also use surveillance systems like speed cameras and things like that in order to keep down the speeders. Because I think that we all know and understand that one of the leading causes of traffic related deaths are people that's driving or are distracted, but also driving way over the speed limit. And I don't simply think that it would be too good of an idea for a cop to sit on the side of the road right underneath a street light with a big old billboard saying, "I'm here watching for speeders." And quotas is one of the ways that a state or a government can know whether or not the police force needs to be increased and whether or not those police forces are actually doing their job or not. So I wanted to see if her claim was true without just automatically dismissing it. Well, we already seen previous videos that didn't seem like the police were just standing around. I mean, we had an active shooter in one area and a big old huge brawl at the mall and another one. But as far as the homeless situation goes, let's go ahead and check in and see if they're just standing around or if they're actually doing their job.
Is in there right now. I think many of them have left. I know that the sweep was scheduled for 10 a.m. this morning, safe place for other residents in D.C. to congregate in, but I'm not really sure if that's true. I would have to really research this to see whether or not it is true that.
So it appears to me like her claims are false. Everybody seems to be doing their job and doing it quite well, honestly. The police are out in full force. Military seems to have a lot to do. And even if those people are just like CDC workers, honestly, but they're even out there clearing out the encampments. But I must say, I think I agree with a small portion of her claim. When you go into an area and you see a very high police presence, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's a very safe area, because what a police presence is for is to deter violence or stop the amount of crime that has been going on in that area. If you do see a very high police presence, yes, it does mean that this area is bad, but hopefully, due to the new presence of police officers and military force, those crime stats can now see a dramatic decrease. But once again, this isn't just up to the police. It is also up to us as citizens of the United States to help report crimes when you see something happening. But it's the same old story. Most of the time, the reason why high crime areas are high crime areas is because the locals in that area do nothing. They hide the criminals, they lie for them, because we have a no snitching rule or mind your business rule. But we're going to try to end on a high note here today. There are locals that agree with the Trump administration and the changes that they are making because they understand that their communities have reached such a dire point that drastic measures need to be taken.
Americans have become so desensitized to crime that they think it's normal that violent crime exists because it's a city. And this whole we're down 30% doesn't change the fact that 187 people were documented in a homicide in 2024. That's not normal. There are plenty of cities in the world that are very, very similar in size and population that don't have violent crime statistics that bad. Like, oh, we only had 2,000 robberies. Like, we're down, we're safe. Like, bro, no, like, that's not normal. And I don't care where you are politically. I don't. And I'm not even saying that what they're doing in DC is the right thing. What do I know? But it doesn't change the fact that violent crime is not normal just because you're in a city. Like, there's plenty. Go look at Paris. Go look at London. Go look at Ottawa. Go look at Dublin. Like, are they having as many homicides and as many robberies? Look at Boston. Come on, man.
So he does raise an interesting point. Is crime just a normal part of city life? Is this just something we have to get used to? But that does still raise an interesting question. What if the locals, like you've seen in this video here, they just don't want the police presence? They don't want the help of the president. They do not want the military in their communities. They say that they can handle the situation themselves. But it doesn't seem like it's getting any better. So if you're going to get resistance from your own community members, what exactly are you supposed to do about it then? Do they even want their cities fixed? Well, today was an interesting topic. And I thank you guys so much for being here with me today. And y'all can always let me know what y'all think about the situation down in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, I would really appreciate you if you can go ahead and drop me a subscribe and a like. And don't forget to turn on your notification bell as well. And as always, I am ClickThatReacts, and I'll see you guys in the next one.